welcome back to Who Wants It Wednesday. I know today is Thursday, it's not Wednesday. I'm a day late this time, but y'all, I've just been going through a lot and it was just really hard for me to get the video up, but no worries, it is up now. So today's video is from Dolago Hair. This is what the unit looks like. This is a 13x6 lace front unit. It's 250 density, 22 inches, natural hair color, which I like to tell you guys is about a 1B, and it is a loose wave texture. So just look at how thick this unit is. So this unit did come pre-plucked. I haven't done anything to it but bleach the knots. I bleached the knots and washed it off camera, and this is what it looks like. But today I'm just going to show you guys a quick way that is super simple and really good for beginners, especially people who are scared to pluck their units. But this is just going to show you how to pluck a unit really fast and get it natural looking with minimal work. So if you guys could tell, then you see that line of demarcation, like basically you can see the area that they have as pre-plucked, and then it gets super thick in the back. So what we're going to work on right now is just thinning out the back part. Literally, this is going to take you less than 10 minutes to get this wig ready to put on your head. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and part out the part that is pre-plucked, or the part that they call pre-plucked, and then we're going to begin working on the part that's kind of super dense in the back. Now that the pre-plucked area is out of the way, we're literally going to do what I do in all of my plucking videos, and we're going to begin plucking a bit and then skipping a bit. So you want to end up plucking about maybe 4 or 5 hairs, and then you skip a couple of hairs and then pluck again. And what that does is create kind of like this wavy pattern, and it gets rid of that straight across line that you've seen behind the area that they already have as pre-plucked. Usually I will go back about maybe like 1.5 or 2 inches on the unit and do this a few times until I make my way to the front of the unit. But this time it's going to be super simple. You literally only have to do this first line of hairs. It's literally across the entire unit though, from ear to ear, and that's it. The unit is going to look amazing. Just watch. On your phone, your final words on a piece of paper. I don't love you anymore. Tell me that's good in me. So here it is one more time from the side, so you guys can actually see what I mean when I mean like pluck 4 or 5 hairs and then skip some hairs, and then pluck 4 or 5 hairs and then skip some hairs. You guys can see like it looks completely different just by doing that. Now we can go ahead and brush the area back that Dolago already has as pre-plucked, and you guys can see right now that that harsh line is not as harsh anymore, and we did barely any plucking, and it just looks like it just blends back so much better, if you guys could tell. Now this part is optional. This is just something that I have been liking to do lately. You can either do what I do, or you can pluck this, or you can leave it alone and it'll be perfectly fine. But for some reason I always like the way the hairline looks behind the first row of hairs. Usually companies have this first row of hairs as the baby hair, and then when you pull it out and look at the back, or behind it, the hairline just looks a little bit different, and it looks a little more messy, if that makes sense, and not so like clean cut, because obviously they're using like a stencil of some sort or something to get the hairline to be perfect and identical on all units. So I just like to go ahead and part out the very first row of hairs, not too much hair. You can either cut these and make these baby hairs, or you can pluck them and thin them out and pull them back, or you can do what I do and I just part it out, and then I just take my scissors and I'm going to cut this off. But before I cut it off, because I want it to be like a nice cut, and I don't want to cut any hairs that I want to keep, if that makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and take this lotta body and kind of mush those hairs forward, and the hairs that I want to keep, I'm going to push those back, let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then when I cut it, it'll be like in the perfect position for me to cut it, and I don't have to worry about cutting hairs that I don't want to cut, if that makes sense. So while that sits, I can go ahead and re-wet the hair and put a little bit of conditioner in it, because you know it gets all messed up from plucking because you're constantly like combing and pulling through it. So I'm just wetting it with water, and then I'm going to go in with this Details Green Metals conditioner. This is not a leave-in, but I like using it in my units as a leave-in, just not too much of it, and then the curls are going to pop and look so bomb, right?
I got doubts, yeah. Thinking that nobody can keep me safe. Who's gonna want me? I drink and smoke just to numb the pain of being lonely. Can someone tell me they see good in me? There's good in me. Cause I got doubts, I got doubts, I got doubts.
So after it's set for about maybe 5 minutes, I'm just going to go ahead and take my scissors and begin cutting directly behind the hairs that I pulled out.
You've erased all your pictures on your phone. Ooh, your final words on a piece of paper. I don't love you anymore. Tell me there's good in me. 'Cause I got doubts.
So because I've been really feeling like the glueless no work units, I went ahead and added an elastic band to this, and then I put a little bit of my powder foundation underneath because the lace is a little bit too dark for me, so I was trying to get it to match my skin tone. So that's why my parting area looks a bit like ashy. That's because some of the foundation powder kind of seeped through. But I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that everything is in the right place, and I have my elastic band in the right place, and then I'm just going to start defining my part just to get it a little bit more sharp. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my foundation powder, the one that I put underneath, and I'm just going to go over the part one more time just to make sure everything is nice and blended in. And I'm also going to go over like the edges of the lace to kind of like blend it in with my forehead.
You're always searching for a better thing. Wanna replace me? I'm in a place that I've never been. It's worse and lonely. Can someone tell me they see good in me? There's good in me. Cause I got doubts, I got doubts, I got doubts, yeah. Sometimes I wanna risk it all. Since you left me, struggle, baby, I see pain. Cause I got nothing. Can someone tell me they see good in me? There's good in me. Cause I got doubts, I got doubts, I got doubts, yeah.
So because I didn't glue the unit down, but I still wanted to have like the melted look or appearance, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of the Got To Be Glue Free Spray, and I just sprayed it in the top of my edge control, and then I'm just taking like the tip of this double-sided brush, the comb part, dipping it inside of the spray and kind of just pressing down the edges of the lace just to get it to lay as flat as possible. And that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Very quick way to slay your wigs, perfect for beginners or anyone who is scared to over pluck, because you literally only have to pluck one time, like that one little area, and that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit that little notification bell, especially if you guys are entering the giveaway, because I've had 2 people so far not respond to me for the giveaway, and I had to give their wig to someone else. So yeah, make sure you definitely have your notifications on in case you win, because you do not want to miss out, okay? So yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you on my next one.